welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. So we have Pisces, Aries Cusp, and this is your weekly reading. You're getting this week. You're getting easily distracted. Needing to stop. Break down your task into 15-20 minute sections, groups. Why is it coming out like that? This week, for whatever the reason, is going to be very challenging and difficult to do something for a longer period of time, where you're finding yourself that if you've been doing something for like an hour or something like that, you kind of either are not engaging 100% or not retaining something. So like, let's say if you're studying for like a big test or something like that, or you're working on a presentation or something like that, like do it in like 20-30 minutes intervals instead of trying to do everything at once. It's kind of like that energy, because I feel that because there is so much that has to go into it, whatever it is, or there's just so much that you have to do within a day, that the more that you try to do everything at once, the easier that it seems that you're getting distracted by other things and are not actually completing anything. So either breaking things by day of the week or breaking things by time of the hour, time of the day, or something of that aspect, in order to make sure that you don't fall behind on either your daily things or your project, or making sure that you're prepared for this presentation or a test or something of that matter. So there is adjustment here. There is changes required from you in order to limit the amount of time and energy spent on distractions, right? So very, very simple, right? I normally start, when I start cleaning, I start from well, depending on the it really does depend. So let's not even go there. I either go north all the way around to, like, I go northeast, south and west, or I start south, west, east, and north. And I know that it sounds crazy to people, but it is the flow of what allows me to flow and get everything done in either or of those directions. And then during the week, I do a little bit, right? But there is no actual direction that I'm going in, right? So let's put it this way, like, you know, on Mondays, I may go ahead and, you know, organize the drawers in the kitchen, or not organize, but like readjust or reorganize the drawers in the kitchen. Or I may go ahead and, you know, do something in the bathroom, like, in order to keep up with it all week long, so that when I do my deep cleaning, regardless if that's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, really depends on the week or the month or what it is that I'm doing, then it's not so overwhelming, and I'm able to do it in whatever direction or way that I want to do it. So it's almost kind of like that sense. So I've had to learn to give myself the flexibility of not having to do everything every single day at once, right? So where let's put it this way, when I first left work, I had a period where I was in a very dark space, let's put it this way. I was going through some very heavy shadow work. And when I came out of it, I honestly told myself, excuse me, can we please not do that? Mommy's almost done. I told myself that if I stayed occupied with cleaning every single day, that I was going to feel better. And it was an unrealistic goal, in the sense that you can't really deep clean the same house every single day. You can deep clean houses every single day if that's what you do for a living. But if that is not your purpose, then it's like you're cleaning something that is already clean. So I was like, okay, so I know what my purpose is. I was still running from it, partially or whatever. Because I was still, going through stuff. But then it was like, okay, if I start my purpose, then how am I going to keep what I do once a week, right? To flow and to stay in place, right? And I had to adjust, right? Because even when I worked as a nurse, like I would come home from work, cook, and the kids this, and then when everybody went to bed, it was still another 3 or 4 hours before I went to bed, where I was cleaning and picking up and making sure everything was tidy and perfect for the next day. But that system, right, didn't really do anything than overworked me and overexhausted me, right? So instead, now we just tidy up every day. And it's not just my responsibility, right? So the kids have their rooms, they have their responsibility. They're responsible for their room, their laundry, their things, their dishes, their things. Because there has to be this balance that needs to be found, where regardless of whether you have kids or not, you're not meant to do it all on your own, unless you live by yourself, and then it really shouldn't get that out of control, in that sense. But it's learning to, for you guys this week, is basically learning to break the task down into smaller tasks, whether it is by time intervals, or by days of the week, in order to allow you to do the things that you enjoy, in order to allow you to feel like you're not just going to work and coming home type of energy. So let's go ahead and let's pull out 3 tarot. So we have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Lovers in the reverse. And we have the Justice in the upright position. There is an old way of thinking or an old way of doing things that is no longer working. It is no longer bringing satisfaction. It is no longer wielding. What is that word? It's at the tip of my mouth. Wheeling? No. Is it? Yielding. There's an old... Okay, we're going to put a Perla'S way. Because you guys are messing with me right now. I know, sometimes I have to laugh. There is an old way of doing things, or of thinking, or etc. that is no longer working. It is bringing nothing but like nostalgia, this energy of just like trying to always catch up, and you need to stop. You need to stop trying to catch up, and actually get caught up, and do not allow yourself to get off track again. And that is going to require, we do have the Justice at the end, as your third card. That is going to require some adjustment and reprogramming your mind, as how it is that you do things. Now, for certain people, it's a little bit more difficult to get into new routines than it is for others. It really depends on how well you are when it comes to setting routines and sticking to them, and how well you are of changing things around when they're not working. So are you somebody that tends to hold on to things even when they're not working, or are you a person that is more likely to let go of a situation or something that is not working in your favor. So you have to, you're the only one that can be the judge of that, but change is definitely what is needed in order for you to regain that balance and allow you to feel like you're not just kind of like living the same, it's almost like it almost feels like you're living the same day over and over again. So we're going to pull out an oracle card. This can be confirmation to the reading, your advice, or something that you need to be made aware of that you're not seeing clearly. But I like how things are. The number 14, which is the drifter, experiencing life as it comes. This is what is happening. You're missing a lot of the moments. You may feel like, or you may have felt like you were missing out on life. You may have felt like everything that could go wrong always go wrong. You may feel like so much shit is out of your control, and it's like, because you've been trying to be so perfect, whether this was something that you were told you had to do, or regardless of where it stemmed from, let's put it this way, needing to experience this energy, it's almost like you're being asked to take the challenge of like, let's do it different for a little bit. And if you don't see any changes in a couple of weeks, then go back to your catching up all the time. Go back to repeating the same day over and over again. You might be surprised what drifting, going with the flow and the river, will bring into your life. And 4 + 1 is 5. 5 is usually associated with change. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. If you have not liked, shared, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all.